Hey Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Vampyr. Wir sind bei dem zweiten Infektionsherd und wir hören schon Stimmen. Und wir haben auch... Oh, da kann ich hochspringen und wir haben auch 2 Skulls oben. Da werden wir gleich mal hingehen und mal Hallo sagen. Ich glaube, hier unten ist soweit nichts mehr. Hervorragend. Nicht dein Ernst. Finde ich nice. Jetzt haben wir 2 davon. Okay. Hätte man wahrscheinlich nicht auftüren brauchen, aber egal. So, Schusswaffen sind sie sehr immun. Ich hoffe, ich habe hier unten alles. Gut, dann würde ich sagen, ab nach oben mit uns. Ungünstig, ungünstig. Oh, das Ruckeln gefällt mir nicht. Oh, keine Stamina. Hey, nein! Hör auf, sie anzuvisieren! Ich geh mal kurz raus. Natürlich. Das sind... Hallo, kannst du mal bitte woanders hin? Danke. Leichte Probleme. Oh, das gibt's doch nicht. Ich will nicht auf Nahkampf gehen. Ach, weißt du. Ich warte auf die mächtige Attacke. Oh. Danke. Oh, das ist so schön. Zwar haben wir alle Spritzen verbraucht, aber ich glaube, es wäre besser gewesen. Darling, hab Dank für das kostbare Parfüm und den Pelzmantel. Ich kann es kaum erwarten, deine Hände auf meiner bebenden Haut zu spüren, denn nur bei dir, mein Held, fühle ich mich derart begehrt. Bitte komm bald zu mir zurück, denn ich kann es kaum erwarten, meinen scheuen Busen wieder an deiner Brust zu drücken. Ja, mein Geliebter, mein Schatz, komm zurück zu mir. Ich verspreche dir eine Nacht voll ewiger und zügelloser Leidenschaft. Gerade trage ich einzig und allein deine letzten Geschenke am Körper. Oh ja, ich verziere mich nach dir und will endlich meine unbezähmbare Lust mit dir teilen. Hingebungsvoll, deine Doris Fletcher.
So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher.
Deswegen haben alle jetzt sich gegenseitig getötet? Wo ist denn die Gute eigentlich gestorben? Ich weiß es nicht. Gut, dann haben wir wenigstens sie jetzt hinfortgejagt. Ich würde sagen, gehen wir zu Lady Ashbury. Vielleicht können wir uns auch noch ein paar Heilmädchen machen. Da habe ich ja jetzt gerade grandios verbraucht.
Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link here. It can't just be a coincidence. I should go to her acting school.
Gut, dies werden wir machen. Erstmal muss ich gucken. Ich will gerne wieder zu uns hin. Ja, gehen wir also. Eigentlich kann ich ja hier hin, ne? Müsste eigentlich eine Abkürzung sein. Gibt es hier eigentlich... Ja, Ratten!
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Hallo?
This is despicable.
Sieht auch keiner.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Dann müssten wir eigentlich hier schon bei uns sein. Ja, das... Ja, doch, wir sind hier in der Nähe. Wartet mal, ich muss mal mit unseren Kumpel sprechen. Das habe ich ja noch gar nicht gemacht.
Good evening.
I won't lie.
Der muss ja erfahren, dass seine Frau ihn vergiften möchte.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
Venus is poisoning you, Clarence. She wants you dead.
So she really hates me that much now. My poor wife. I had no idea my research would drive her to such extremes.
I'm sorry, Clarence. Clarence.
Why would you tell me that? First you returned from the dead, and now you tell me my wife is trying to murder me.
You're a stupid bastard, but you're my friend, Clarence. And I don't have many left. I don't want you to die. Not like that.
But I love her. I love my wife. Did I make her suffer that much? Have I become such a burden?
So you have no suspicions about her at all? Nothing in Venus's behavior has seemed odd since you returned?
Frankly, it's my behavior that's been odd. Ever since I got back from the war, she accuses me of being paranoid and delusional.
Oh.
Do you realize you are ruining your family, Clarence? Don't you see the risk here?
Money isn't important. Not important when it is a matter of life and death. That is what my dear Venus cannot understand.
People will laugh at you, if they don't already. Think about your wife and your position. Think about your future.
I understand my wife's embarrassment, but gossips don't kill, vampires do. There'll be no future if people don't open their eyes.
I can't believe I'm telling you this, but if warning people is that important to you, why not choose a more efficient way to spend your money?
Don't you think I tried? I knocked at every door, went to every bank, I even tried to be published. No, Jonathan. This is a one-man war.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Oh Gott. Du hast Schmerzen und benötigst Hilfe.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
Das war mir so klar, dass wir jetzt was Falsches ausgesucht haben.
You need some rest, Clarence.
Ich wollte noch mal nach Hause gehen. Doch, ja, stimmt.
Support the equality between men and women.
Ach, du bist das.
Women die too in this war.
Ich hoffe, ich kann mir ein paar Spritzen machen. Oh, falsches Ding. Natürlich habe ich hier auch so einen Arbeitstisch. Gut, da kann ich nichts machen. Aber ein paar davon. Komm, ich mach mal was. Ah, nee, wartet. Wir wollen ja noch die Waffen machen. Kann ich denn... lasse ich einfach mal. Gut, das kann man nicht machen. Dann würde ich sagen... verschlucke ich mich hier erstmal. Gehen wir... Was wollte ich machen? Auf jeden Fall müssen wir zum Theater. Lasst mich noch mal kurz die einzelnen Bezirke angucken. Der ist gereinigt. Der bleibt es auch wahrscheinlich. Die haben Probleme. Sie hat Probleme. Sie ist nicht mal da. Wo die ja hier alle sind, frage ich mich. Kann man die nicht irgendwie suchen? Ach ja, stimmt. Wir können ja zu Elizabeth gehen und bis mit ihr sprechen.
We meet again, Mr. Kimura, in a more peaceful situation.
Dr. Reid, still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I. After your captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one, I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. With recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
So, gut, das hatten wir.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reid. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club? We were young, such joyful dreamers then. But I stopped laughing long ago.
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reid, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
There is no need to thank me. Rescuing a London citizen should not be out of the ordinary, though I'm afraid it may appear so in these difficult times.
You did not only rescue me, you fought for me. You put your life in danger to save me. That's quite extraordinary.
How will you cope if you're attacked again?
I don't know. I've heard about these men and women who patrol the West End every night, chasing criminals like my abductor. Maybe I should join them.
Gut, den haben wir komplett durchgehabt.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I don't know. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Yes, astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Oh. Hat das jetzt irgendein... Wie die Schwester oder die Mutter? Oder erzählt er uns davon was? Ich hätte ja zuerst Pegasus genommen wegen der Frau Mama. Ich nehme mal den Schwank.
Cygnus. The constellation that was supposed to protect Mary.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations. Yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to a specific configuration.
Und ich glaube, wir haben ihn komplett...
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
London has brought so much pain to me.
Warte mal, jetzt bin ich durcheinander. Da muss ich hin. Dann müssten wir zu... Elizabeth. Ratte!
I have this thirst for blood.
Da ist auch noch was. Die haben Spaß da hinten. Und hier müsste es zu Ashbury gehen. Mit Ladebildschirm auf jeden Fall. Das ist wahrscheinlich oben. Da ist sie.
Good evening, Jonathan.
I'm still investigating from inside the Ascalon Club. Can we talk?
Of course, my dear.
Oops.
How is your investigation going?
I have decided to explore beyond the dictates of reason.
What do you mean?
You may on occasion find this house closed when you visit me. If so, it is because I have gone undercover. Sort of.
Who are you going to surveil? I hope you're not considering spying on McCullum or the Guard of Prewan.
No. I intend to ask a few questions in parts of town I rarely venture into. Dirty places where a delicate lady like myself should never be seen.
When will you return?
As soon as possible. and I don't intend to stay away for long.
There are many paintings adorning the walls here.
Yes?
Did you paint them?
No, my dear, but some of them. I have had a long time to learn from the best. I'm currently working on what could be my greatest masterpiece.
What is this masterpiece?
Your portrait, my dear Jonathan. It'll be my gift to you, if I ever have time to finish it.
Das ist aber lieb von dir.
Have you met any famous painters?
Are you trying to divine my age by cross-checking historical dates, my dear? That's a devious parlor trick.
Well, Elizabeth, I tried my best. Don't I deserve some reward at least?
Well, if you must know, I even posed for the greats. Now that you know it, you may recognize me when visiting museums.
I have investigated new sources of infection, and I may have found a new type of skull. One suffering from heavy mutations that is extremely contagious.
Skulls come in various forms, you know. They are simply degenerate versions of their makers.
I believe these families are different, and I'm currently pursuing a lead. I know I can find the true source of contagion by finding who created these creatures.
That would be great news. Be very careful, my dear, when dealing with such creatures.
Goodbye, my dearest.
Gut, wir
Goodbye,
haben dann
my
nichts mehr mit
beloved.
dir. Haha, wie nett von dir. Gut, dann wären wir hier ja soweit fertig. Ach, da ist der Ausgang. Sieh mal dein Porträt von uns. Ach, das ist aber nett. In der Nähe müsste, glaube ich, auch das Theater sein. Lasst mich nochmal gucken. Ja, geradezu durch den... Och nö, nicht da, oder? Aber ihr Lieben, ich würde sagen, das mache ich in der nächsten Folge. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zusehen und bis dann. Ciao, ciao.